What's up, everybody? NT Certified here, and today is Tuesday. We're going to get into some WWE wrestling figure pickups. I feel like I search for wrestling figures on a weekly basis, probably bi weekly, or 3 times a week, or 4 times a week. It's becoming, it's becoming an obsession at this point. My collection has grown so much over the last few years that I just can't stand it. It's becoming an obsession. But no, seriously, let's go ahead and let's jump right on into it. So here's this week's story about these figures that I purchased this past week. So Mattel's bringing out these classic retro WWF figures that are similar to the very similar to the Hasbro figures from like the 90s or maybe the late 80s, early 90s. We'll stick with that. But they look strikingly similar to the Hasbro figures. If you don't believe me, it's crazy. I'm not going to show you those figures yet. I'm going to get into my elites first. But the reason that I have these elites is because I went on a search for these retro figures, trying to figure out, where I could find them. A friend of mine in Florida saw them in a Target, so I ran to a Target, didn't have any at the Target. I was going to run to Toys R Us and see if they had the retro figures there. I actually did a Google search and found out that they were exclusively at Walmart. So, as much as I hate Walmart, went out to a Walmart and I found a bunch of figures on a shelf. Not only the retro figures, but a lot more than I bargained for. Spent a lot more money than I planned on. So, the first figure that I have, which I believe is a freaking classic, and so happy that I have Magnum TA in my collection. Now, Magnum TA, in my eyes, he's a legend. I'm not sure if he's in the Hall of Fame yet. I would assume that he is, but I'm not sure. But, I mean, he was an amazing character. Sorry for the glare on that. But he was an amazing guy, 6'1", 245 pounds. It just sucks that his career was cut short and he passed away. But I mean, he's one of the greats of the past. Really, really great to have him. You can see those cowboy boots on the bottom, but he was from Virginia, so not a Texan. Very cool. Next up, one half of the natural disasters. This is Earthquake. Now, the Natural Disasters are a classic team. I believe they should be in the Hall of Fame. I believe they should have went in this year, but for some reason the Rock and Roll Express is going in first. The Rock and Roll Express is probably more legendary than Earthquake and Typhoon, but for WWF, I feel like Earthquake and Typhoon are like a staple of, the late 80s. Well, not the late 80s, because they were doing two totally different things. Typhoon was Tugboat, and Earthquake was Akeem, the American Dream, I want to say. So we're going to say early 90s for these two. So that brings me into Typhoon, having Typhoon as his tag team partner. So I have both of the Natural Disasters with both WWF Tag Team Championships, which is cool. I like when my figures come with extra stuff. Even though I'm never going to open them or use them, I think it's cool when they come with extras. And hopefully, Earthquake and Typhoon go into the WWE Hall of Fame sometime soon, because I feel like they deserve it. They were staples of the WWF in the 90s. So they were two of the first, guys that I saw in tag team wrestling, was Earthquake and Typhoon, because they were so colorful. I mean, their outfits were colorful and they were like in sync and they were just big guys. I mean, you can't deny that the bigger guys, you take notice of the bigger guys more than anything because of their size. I mean, I don't think they were the greatest in the ring, but we're not going to go into that. Now, getting into these retro figures. Now, I don't know if you know of the Hasbro figures, but these are the new WWE Mattel retro figures. So the first one that I have is Roman Reigns, and if you notice here in the corner, they all have a special action. They call it authentic superstar moves, and Roman Reigns is the super punch. If you can't see, I mean, I don't. It's probably the best that they could do with Roman Reigns because you can't do anything with the spear unless you put your arms up like that. So his arm just goes straight up and down like that. So I guess Superman punch. It's fair. Of course, I had to pick up my own little John Cena, and John Cena's superstar move is the AA, of course. So his arms go up, and if you can see, his body bends, whereas Roman Reigns' body is stationary. So there are some small differences between the figures. I also picked up Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar, his arms go up, similar to how he does, the F5. So that's pretty cool to have a Brock Lesnar retro Mattel figure. And the last one that I have is Kevin Owens. Now, Kevin Owens has a special move, and it's the pop-up powerbomb. So his arms go up straight, and then he does the powerbomb. So, I mean, it's fitting. It's classic. It reminds you of, the old days of how wrestling figures used to be. And on the back, there's actually two extras, the Ultimate Warrior and the Undertaker. And those aren't going to be released until sometime this month in February. So I'll be excited to pick those up when I can, and then I'll have the entire set. So those are my pickups for this week. And once again, as always, NT certified. Thanks for watching. Coming up on Thursday, I have a really big, huge video game pickup. So it's going to be pretty long. So I'm looking forward to that. A whole lot of games. Very exciting. And then on this Sunday, I'm going to the Nintendo Switch preview tour. So I'll be taking some videos and some pictures. And I'll be posting those up for you probably for next week's video on Tuesday. So we got some pretty exciting stuff coming up. And I'm really excited too. So this is NT Certified. Please like, please comment, please subscribe. I appreciate all of you. Thanks for coming to see me every week. I enjoy the love and support. Follow me on Twitch, follow me on Twitter, follow me on YouTube Live. I'm streaming on the weekends, and we're out. Peace.